Every morning, all around the world, something strange happens. Long before the first rays of sunlight appear over the horizon, long before most animals begin their day, a rooster suddenly crows, loudly, confidently, almost as if it already knows the sun is coming. For thousands of years, people have noticed this pattern. Farmers depended on it. Villages woke up to it. Entire cultures associated the sound of a rooster with the arrival of a new day. But this raises an interesting question. How does the rooster know? The sky is still dark. The sun hasn't appeared. Yet somehow, the rooster seems to announce the morning before anyone else. Is it simply reacting to the first signs of daylight? Or does it know something the rest of us don't? The answer is far more fascinating than most people realize, because it turns out that roosters aren't waiting for the sunrise at all. In many cases, they already know it's coming. To understand why, we first need to look inside the body of a rooster. Like humans, roosters possess something called a circadian rhythm. This is the internal biological clock that controls daily patterns of behavior. It tells the body when to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat, and when to become active. Humans experience this every day. Even without an alarm clock, many people wake up at nearly the same time each morning. That's because the body keeps track of time internally. Roosters do the same thing. But their biological clocks are incredibly precise. Researchers have studied this behavior by placing roosters in environments where they could not see the sunrise. No windows, no natural light, no visual clues about the outside world. You might expect the crowing to stop. After all, if the rooster cannot see the sun, how would it know when morning arrives? Surprisingly, the roosters continued crowing at almost exactly the same time every day, even in complete isolation from natural sunlight. This was a major discovery. It showed that roosters are not simply reacting to the sunrise. Their bodies are predicting it. Deep inside the rooster's brain, biological processes operate like an internal clock, measuring the passage of time throughout the day and night. As dawn approaches, hormone levels begin to change. The rooster becomes more alert. Its body prepares for activity. And eventually, it crows, sometimes before the first visible light appears in the sky. This means that the rooster's famous morning call is not a response. It's more like an announcement, a declaration that a new day is about to begin. But why crow at all? Why make so much noise? Why not simply wake up quietly? The answer lies in competition. In the wild, communication is survival. For a rooster, crowing serves several important purposes. One of the biggest is establishing territory. When a rooster crows, it is essentially sending a message. This area belongs to me. Other roosters can hear that message from surprisingly long distances, and they often respond. If you've ever heard one rooster crow and then another answer from far away, you've witnessed this territorial conversation. The sound isn't random, it's communication. Each rooster is announcing its presence and status to potential rivals. And the earlier it does so, the better. Because the first rooster to announce himself often gains an advantage. Scientists studying rooster behavior discovered something even more remarkable. Within groups of roosters, a social hierarchy exists. Just like wolves have dominant members of the pack, roosters establish pecking orders. The strongest rooster typically occupies the highest position. And guess what? The dominant rooster usually crows first. The others often wait. In some experiments, researchers observed that lower-ranking roosters delayed their crowing until after the dominant bird had already made his announcement. It's almost like an organized schedule. The leader speaks first, the others follow. This means that a rooster's morning crow is not only about the sunrise, it's also about social status. Every morning becomes an opportunity to reinforce dominance, to remind rivals who is in charge, and to signal strength to the rest of the flock. But there's another reason the timing matters. The early morning hours are often the calmest part of the day. The air is cooler, wind is weaker, background noise is minimal, sound travels farther. A rooster crowing at dawn can be heard much more clearly than later in the day. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. If your goal is to communicate over long distances, dawn is one of the best times to do it. Nature has a way of rewarding efficiency, and roosters have been refining this behavior for millions of years. Interestingly, sunlight still plays a role. While the rooster's internal clock predicts the arrival of morning, exposure to daylight helps keep that clock accurate. Think of it like resetting a watch. Each day, changing light conditions help synchronize the rooster's biological rhythm with the actual cycle of day and night. Without those daily adjustments, the internal clock would gradually drift over time. So sunlight doesn't create the behavior, it fine-tunes it. The real driver remains the rooster's remarkable biological clock. And this clock is so reliable that farmers have trusted it for centuries. Long before mechanical clocks existed, people used natural signals to organize their lives. The crowing rooster became one of the most recognizable of those signals. It marked the transition between night and day, between rest and work, between darkness and light. Even today, despite modern technology, hearing a rooster crow at dawn feels familiar, almost timeless. It's one of the sounds that has accompanied human civilization for thousands of years. And yet, most people never stop to wonder why it happens. We hear it so often that it feels ordinary. But when you look closer, it becomes extraordinary. Because hidden behind that simple sound is a biological system of incredible precision, a clock that operates without batteries, without electricity, without any human design. A clock shaped entirely by evolution. The next time you hear a rooster crow before sunrise, remember what is really happening. The rooster isn't looking at the sun. It isn't checking the horizon. It isn't waiting for the first rays of daylight. Its body already knows. Deep inside, an ancient biological clock has been counting the hours throughout the night, preparing for the moment when a new day approaches. And when that moment arrives, the rooster does what its ancestors have done for countless generations. It announces the morning, not because it sees the sunrise, but because it knows it's coming. And that simple call, echoing through the darkness before dawn, is one of nature's most remarkable reminders that life runs on rhythms far older than humanity itself.